it is great news because when they have no fans, there is no business. There's no extra business.
Well, fans will get the opportunity to take in a March Madness game this year. Tonight, new details on the NCAA tournament's plan to host fans for March Madness right here in Indianapolis. Good evening, everyone. I'm Phil Sanchez.
And I'm Brooke Martin. This is good news for supporters of all teams heading our way next month. Our Charlie Clifford breaks down the capacity limit here. Charlie, what are we talking about?
Brooke and Phil, 67 games head our way for March Madness. Each and every one of them capacity up to 25% depending on the venue you're at. So Lucas Oil Stadium with the Final Four all the way down to Assembly Hall and Mackey Arena for the first four in opening round. Now, there is one note tonight. IU has announced only 500 fans welcome at Bloomington for their games. So you're going to see it's going to differ for each and every venue. But this is great news for fans across the entire country. Earlier today, I spoke with Purdue's Matt Painter about a little roar back at these games.
Well, sure, you want your fans there. Like, you want to be able to have people behind you. You want your family, you want your friends, you want, Purdue alums. You want everybody that's behind you to be there and be able to get to the game. Obviously, that's not going to happen. It's going to be a smaller percentage of people that can be there. So, obviously, they still are going to, the health and safety and, the precautions that you have to take are going to be the most important thing.
So who can get tickets? Well, according to the NCAA this evening, no word just yet on how everything will be distributed. Expect that on or shortly after March 1st. And another note for you at home tonight. So 25% doesn't exactly mean that's going to be the crowd capacity. That is total people on site at each venue. So depending with support staff, broadcast teams, media, security, you're going to subtract that from the 25%, and then we'll go from there. But we'll have you on this story all the way up until tip-off. A big update today for fans across America. Guys?
Charlie, thank you. City stakeholders also working hard to pull off the large-scale event during a pandemic.
News 8's Demi Johnson is live downtown. And Demi, for a successful March Madness, it's going to take a team.
Yeah, city leaders tell me there's no right way or wrong way to pull off the tournament. That's because this has never been done before. But they tell me there is a best way, and they're finding that's when all the city entities work together. Indianapolis is picking up where it left off.
Pandemic-related closures and economic disaster really started at the same time as the NCAA conference tournaments being canceled, and the NCAA entire tournament was canceled.
In 2021, the city will get a do-over, this time with more restrictions and expectations than ever before. President and CEO of the Indiana Restaurant and Lodging Association, Patrick Tam, says fortunately, Indianapolis has already had some practice.
We've been hosting successfully a lot of youth sports events and a lot of unique events during this time. Nowhere near where we normally did, but we have been doing it in a completely different type of environment.
Tam says the NCAA's announcement to allow some fans brings a great deal of excitement to the state's hospitality industry. At the same time, he says there is added pressure to keep everyone safe.
That places an additional level of scrutiny, one that we welcome in terms of best practices of all of our public venues, as well as all of our public accommodation spaces, which include restaurants, hotels, retail. All those spaces, we need to make sure that we continue to be diligent.
It's a job that can't be done alone. Director of the Marion County Public Health Department, Dr. Virginia Kane, says while this is good news, we must all continue to be vigilant by requiring the wearing of masks, physical distancing, and with comprehensive COVID-19 testing, monitoring, and other health safety protocols in place. The NCAA believes they can provide a safe environment for athletes and team staff. Not only is safety a priority from a public health standpoint, but also through law enforcement. IMPD says we had an extensive plan in place before this announcement. The plan was scalable, as we anticipated the potential for fans to be allowed. We will continue to coordinate with the NCAA and our public safety partners as the tournament approaches.
30 years from now, people will be talking about, well, we're enjoying this type of opportunity because we've done these things the right way and made sure even in the most unusual times we have great events in a safe, secure manner, but also in a fun way too.
Cam says it's tough to know exactly how many people the tournament will bring to the entire state, but he believes it will have an impact even in communities where games aren't being played. Live downtown, Demi Johnson, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.
Demi, thank you very much. Allowing fans to the tournament games could be a big boost, not only for the city, but also for the Capital Improvement Board as well. The CIB operates the Convention Center, Lucas Oil Stadium, Bankers Life Fieldhouse, and Victory Field. And according to the Indianapolis Business Journal, the CIB ended 2020 with a deficit of more than $40 million. That's largely due to the pandemic and the convention center not hosting large events for several months. The president of Visit Indy says downtown hotels missed out on nearly $359 million in revenue. 10% of that would have gone to the CIB through taxes.